On to you, Libras. So you Libras have the Queen of Wands, the Magician, the Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Strength, the Knight of Cups, the Empress, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Tower. So I'm seeing here how a lot of you Libras, right? A lot of you Libras have pretty much made it up in your minds that you're going to be living your life your way, and that nobody is going to ever get a chance to tell you how you should be living your life. I think that's a very good, amazing approach. A lot of you Libras have been, because to be honest with you, Libras like one of those zodiac signs where, among others, where y'all could be a group of people, right? You Libras can be a zodiac sign or people where people use love as a means of bondage to keeping you tied to them, right? To keeping you in a system where it's not really good for you. So the Queen of Wands represents this newfound sense of freedom and idea that yes, you'll be in love, you'll be in a relationship, but not at the expense of your own freedom. And the Magician and the Ace of Pentacles represents you will continue to also provide value to others. You'll continue to provide value to others, while at the same time you also want to make sure that you maintain that level of identity and freedom that you have, and that you're not really ever going back. The Six of Swords, however, is about how, and this is making you even more attractive, because everyone is seeking out freedom in their own way, right? So for you Libras to be doing the very same thing that everyone else is doing, right? But seeking out freedom in your own way by the means of making sure that you're in a relationship, if you happen to ever get into one, right? You're not in one now, but I mean, if you happen to ever be in a relationship, have people actually respect you, right? While you're in one. And the Three of Wands, if not, right? Because you're not necessarily in a relationship, but you are just going to continue to keep looking. You're going to continue to keep getting to know other people, seeing if they're a good fit for you. And if they're not, then you just won't hang around them. And then you have the Strength, right? So the Strength represents how some people are not going to be able to let you know that they like you. But who cares? Because you're not going to care about what it is that they've got going on. You care about what you've got going on. The Knight of Cups and the Empress, right? The Empress is Libra. So you showed up in your own reading, right? Yeah, you did show up in your own reading, after all. The Knight of Cups and the Empress is about you, Libras, though. You have self-love, and you have self-consideration, which is what matters at the end of the day, right? As long as you don't become so selfish to the point of not being able to see anything else ever other than yourself, you're pretty much good. You know what I mean? A lot of times people end up getting lost in the idea of self-preservation and self-love too much, to the point where it actually becomes not self-love. It actually becomes sabotaging, because now they've put themselves in their own system where it's more about it's more about trying to preserve themselves, and they don't really see what's very important or what's right in front of them. So you Libras are actually looking out for yourselves, which is a very good thing. And like I said, it's going to continue to make you more attractive. People like it. See, this is the thing. People like morally ambiguous people. The problem is that you have people who don't know how to walk that line between moral ambiguity. You know what I mean? You're too off to the, and I'm not talking about political means, but you're too off to the right. You're too self-righteous. You're too off to the left. too self-aggrandizing, too self-indulgent, right? Too destructive. So you have to really learn to walk that line between righteousness, right? Quote unquote, what we perceive as uprightness and righteousness and ruthlessness, right? Being able to get the job done. And it's quite ironic that I'm talking about it in a Libra video, which talks about moral ambiguity. But a lot of you Libras at a young age, right? A lot of you Libras are kind of in a situation where a lot of you you're placed in a position where you have to be one or the other, as opposed to exploring both, right? And the thing about it is that the Eight of Pentacles and the Tower is about how, since that's the case, a lot of you Libras have found this newfound sense of freedom, and you're quite happy with it. And the Tower, there's no relationship that's worth sacrificing that, right? So you're going to have to be in a relationship that works for you, but a person that respects your personal space, right? Without having to force the relationship to work between the two of you. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Tower. Right? The Hierophant, the Four of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and then you have the Star, which is about you Libras also, right, on the path to it, right, to more freedom. You're learning how to trust yourself. And that oftentimes people that want you to trust them a little bit too much without ever showing you any kind of real trust, they're not giving you a reason to trust them. Those are the type of people that you should really want to watch out for. The Four of Pentacles is about also do not move, basically learn how to have patience, right? And pay attention to what other people show you and what they're saying, right? And pay attention to see if those two things match up. The Two of Swords and the Star card is about how also too, but don't, see, these are lessons, but don't be too caution to the point where you end up missing out on would-be great opportunities, just in general, right? In life in general, but also with another person, because you spend so much time trying to be the ideal that you don't seem to understand that the ideal does exist, but it's not in the way that most people warp it to be. So that's pretty much it. Peace.